guys, this is Pastor Bo with just a quick word, and today I want to talk about the importance of relationships and how they shape our lives and how they shape the way we view the world around us. If you were to look back over the course of your life and think about the experiences that you have had and the people that you have known as a child, as a teenager, as an adult across those years, you would see the influence that they have had on you in one way or another. They've helped to shape the way that you see the world around it. That's how it is for all of us. The relationships that we have, the people that we get to know, they shape us, good or bad, positively or negatively, in the way that we see other people, the way that we see groups, the way that we see all sorts of different things in our world. My experiences living in Eastern Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Texas, and the Chicago suburbs, and growing up in small town Ohio, all of those things have helped to shape how I see the world around me. For example, before I moved to Texas, I didn't really know anything about the state, about the people, other than what you see on the news and things I saw on social media. And I'll be honest, that view isn't altogether positive. It's a caricature of what it means to be a Texan. And of course, on an intellectual level, I knew that wasn't accurate. That's not how all people are. But it's a whole different thing to be there, to talk to those people who have lived in Texas for generations and what it means to them and their everyday lives and what that looks like to be with kids and watch them grow and all the rest of it. Those experiences and those relationships completely changed how I saw the world around me, both in the small town that I was serving, but also in Houston and some of the other areas that I made friends as well. Those experiences and those relationships expanded the way I saw the world and helped me to appreciate not just the differences between living in different areas of the country and growing up there, but also to see the many commonalities that we all have. That's what relationships do, because when we are sitting down from one another, and it doesn't have to be a deep friendship or a romantic relationship or anything like that, but just when we get to know other people, when we have to look them in the eye, we start to see them not as the other, whatever the other might be, but we start to see them as flesh and blood human beings. As Christians, we start to see them as people made in the image of God, just like we are made in the image of God. And because we are there with them, because we have some skin in the game, if you will, we're more willing to have the conversation, to show grace, to be kind, than we would if we were firing angry retorts across the screen and over the keyboard, or whether we're just ranting about things online or in a group of people who all think like we do. So when we talk about how do we break down barriers, how do we overcome prejudice, how do we help people to feel less afraid of one another and less divided, I think one of the most powerful things we have is relationships. Getting to know people that are different from us, that see the world differently from us, to see that we all have a lot of things in common, but also to appreciate the differences as well. The idea of relationship is not that, well, now they'll all think like me or all think like them. No, that's not it. The idea is to see the differences that we have, the commonalities that we have. The point of a relationship is to appreciate the other person for who they are. And I've seen that time and again change people and make them better and help them to appreciate the beauty and diversity of God's good creation and of humanity and of the world around them. Now, I could go on about this for another half an hour and give you plenty of more stories and examples, but since this is just a quick word, let me say, I take this time and look at the relationships that you have had across the years. Look at how you view the world, and I'm willing to bet a pretty substantial amount of money that if you start to look at those two things, you'll see how interrelated they are. You'll see how you grew up, the people that you know, the experiences that you have directly shaped how you view the world around us. It's not a bad thing, it's how we all are. And appreciate the importance of those relationships, both positive and negative, because they've made you wiser, they've made you stronger, they've helped you to see more of the world around you. And never underestimate the power that relationship has to help us overcome fear, overcome prejudice, overcome worry, overcome division even. Because when we are in relationship, right, then we stop seeing people as the other, as them, as those people over there, we start to see them how God sees each and every one of us, as another beloved child of God, as someone made in the image of God, as someone who is flesh and blood, just like we are, who has a lot of the same desires and hopes and dreams and worries and fears that we have. Are there differences? Yes, of course there are, and that's okay. That's a good thing. But in the midst of those differences, in relationships, we can still find ways to live together. We can still find ways to be at peace with one another, and we can still find ways to love one another as God loves us. So don't underestimate the powers of relationships in your life, and don't underestimate the power that a new relationship might have to help expand your worldview and to help you grow as a person and to help you to see better all the wonderful people and the wonderful things and the wonderful world that God has made around us. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I know this is a little longer than usual. Thank you for hanging in there. God bless you, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.